time when someone hurt you or a friend so badly that it took a long time to heal, or you still haven't been able to heal?
Yeah. My friends we'd always hang out in like a crowd of 3, and I would always be the one left out. I guess because I wasn't as bad as them. I was always the innocent girl, didn't do all the bad stuff. So I got left out a lot of times, sometimes still do.
Yeah, I haven't healed from a few things. I went through a lot in middle school. I used to get picked on because I wasn't the right type or I didn't have the right body.
Yeah, like hearing friends talk behind my back, like that kind of stuff. It's happened to me, like, with some of my friends, and then, like, we didn't stay friends after it.
Yeah, when I had a best friend that was we was best friends since like 2nd grade, and then when we got to middle school, she just changed and we stopped being friends.
I've been hurt by someone before, and I know friends who have, but I don't think it wasn't so bad that they couldn't get over it, like, within a couple days.
Or like somebody might say something to offend my religion, and I like really take that to offense.
It does take time to heal, but there's nothing that happened so majorly that it took a long period of time.
It was in August. My boyfriend left me for my best friend, and I still don't talk to her.
I think I've been able to heal from everything, but I mean, there have been things in the past, maybe with girls, for instance, like I have been heartbroken a couple times, I guess you could say, but I got over it, you know, it didn't take me too long to get over it.
Yeah, I can think of a few times when people have hurt me either emotionally or physically, or my friends, and yeah, I think I've been able to get over it pretty much.
Have you ever been hurt?
Who was it that hurt you?
Sometimes we are wounded by someone's unkind words.
Or it's the actions of others that leave us feeling rejected, abandoned, or betrayed.
Whatever the circumstances, when someone hurts us, the feeling does not fade quickly.
It may never leave us and may continue to influence us, even in the slightest ways.
Do you think it's possible to recover from a hurt?
That's what we'll be talking about today, healing our hurts. Hi everyone, I'm Catherine.
And I'm Jack.
And this is Realfaith TV. Renee, our spotlight guest today, will tell us about her struggle to forgive her biological father for the pain he caused her.
We'll find out how teens on the street heal from their hurts.
But first, let's meet our studio guests and find out how they heal from their hurts.
Let's meet them. They are Ian, Jessica, Zoe, Aiden, Sarah, and Lauren.
Can you think of a time when you or a friend were hurt so badly that it took you a long time to heal?
Well, I hate to say it, but when my first boyfriend broke up with me, it was pretty bad because I didn't really know what to expect.
Yeah, I also have a boyfriend-related topic. A while or so ago, I was going out with this guy, and apparently, like, my friend liked him too, and I was unaware. And instead of just telling me that she liked him, she would, like, try and break us up behind our back, and, like, people would tell me, and I didn't believe them. And then I caught her in the act, and it kind of hurt.
Yeah, well, my friends and I were trying to pick our houses for next year at school. My one friend, she was supposed to be in a group with this, with these 5 other girls, and then they just one day were like, oh, by the way, you're not in our house. So then, she had to find different people to live with. So it's kind of like her friend just completely ditched her.
My brother's in the military, and he's in Iraq. And when people say stuff like, oh, he shouldn't be over there, and it's bad, and everyone over there is like bad person, it kind of hurts.
A couple years ago when I first went to a new school and stuff, everyone already had their cliques. So I didn't really have that many friends for the first couple of months, and it was just hurtful to me because I'm pretty shy, and then it just seemed like no one wanted to talk to me, but after a while it got a little better.
Yeah, mine wasn't really any boyfriend or girlfriend troubles. It was more along the lines of I said some things that I didn't realize were hurting someone, and they got all mad. And then we wound up not talking for a while, but eventually we were able to make up. But it's just the fact that we had to watch what we said around each other. So
I was kind of like, I had a friend in middle school, and we were friends since like 1st grade, so we were like best friends for a long time. And when we started like going into high school and everything, we were going to different schools, and it was kind of like a lot of my friends, we started to split up, go our separate ways. We were interested in different things, but it wasn't like a clean break like it was with my other friends. He started talking about me behind my back and stuff, and that hurt a lot because we had been friends for a long time and shared a lot of stuff. And it was kind of like having one of my brothers start like talking about me behind my back or something. So that hurt a lot, and I haven't seen him in a long time because we went to different schools and everything. We stopped hanging out and everything, so it was just, that's pretty painful.
I used to have a best friend who we went through the end of grade school together and into high school, and then all of a sudden she started just kind of to put me down in front of other people, and it happened for a really long time, but it was my fault. I didn't say anything. I didn't really speak up for myself, so she didn't notice what she was doing, and then that kind of created a rift in our friendship that I wasn't willing to forgive, and now we've kind of just gone our separate ways. Do you think it's possible to recover from hurts like these?
How do you recover?
That's what we asked the teens on the street.
Let's check it out.
I don't know, I recovered with time. Things just kind of work themselves out. Not as painful as it used to be. Like, if you think about it and run through your head a couple times, you just think like, wow, I was stupid to actually let this affect me so much.
I guess I didn't really recover because I don't really trust people anymore, and like I'm very secretive and private. I keep to myself.
I didn't really. I guess like I have new friends that are better, that didn't hurt me, like don't hurt me like that. But you don't really ever heal. It's always in the back of your head.
I stopped listening to like what people thought of and just started having fun.
I still don't like her.
That's messed up.
Kept going to church and talked to my mom about it, I guess.
I just talk to other people about it, and that's how I recover from it. I vent to my friends, or like we have a girls' night or something.
I play sports a lot. Like, I have fun. I hang out with my friends. I just don't think about it.
I like going to the gym and like working out, and like really it kind of clears my head, and like it makes me more like relaxed, and I can think about it. I try to like not just react automatically and like give it time to try to pass.
After the stuff happens, and then you don't like talk about it or like forgive them or anything, so it goes unresolved.
A lot of the times I'm a sucker and I go up to the person and I say, this is what happened, like maybe this is what I did wrong and I'll try to change it. And but a lot of times, unfortunately, if I don't do that, then the problem doesn't get solved.
Yeah, like we sat down and talked about it and explained like our feelings, and like everything we realized was blown out of proportion and like wasn't really what it was intended.
People say that time heals all wounds.
It's usually true that the hurt becomes less intense with the passage of time.
But dulling the pain does not necessarily mean you have healed.
Another hurt can reopen old wounds.
And the new hurt can cut even deeper.
How do you feel about this? Do you think it's possible to recover from a hurt?
Oh yeah, I always think it's possible to recover from a hurt. But it's also the size of the hurt, so to speak, because it could be, if it's something that's big, but it's not something that'll really bother you that long, then it's easy to recover from it and time will heal that. But if it's something that really means something to you, then it's really hard to get over, so.
I think some wounds can be like life-altering, that they almost change you in a way. They change your perspective, your outlook, and then you never really end up being the same person as you were before.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, wounds can be healed, but sometimes they might, leave scars.
And it becomes part of your experience. So, if you're in a similar situation, later on in your life, then maybe you have learned how to communicate with other people better, or you know how to better express your feelings to the person who's hurt you. So it's kind of like the whole healing process where you're learning from the hurt that you've, been caused.
But I think in order for a wound to be like fully healed, it needs to be a team effort. Like the person that hurt you and you both have to realize what happened, and you both have to work together for it to be fixed.
It's also really important that you don't hold grudges and stuff, because you're never gonna get your wound fully healed if you hold a grudge against someone. You have to be forgiving against that person too.
I know, with me, I'm a pretty chillaxed person, so when I get hurt, I kind of just brush it off, get up, listen to music, something like that. I don't really like to hold grudges, I forgive everybody, but I definitely think that there are some hurts that will take a long time to heal. Some of them are bigger hurts. I've been lucky enough not to experience huge life-altering wounds, but I'm sure that there are those hurts that take a long time to heal.
I agree with what you said, but I'm not so sure that healing wounds necessarily means forgetting about it or getting really past it. I think when you heal from a wound, it's not so much you feel, when you heal, you can feel all right about it. But definitely going through a wound can really change what you think about other things, and it really affects you in different ways. Because I know I've experienced a bunch of different situations that could have been seen as hurtful. and I've definitely grown from it. I guess healing, I thought when I first began to encounter these kind of things, I thought healing would bring me back to where I was. But healing kind of just brings you forward and makes you prepared for other parts of your life.
Yeah, it's kind of like it makes you less innocent. You start off, and as you experience more and more, it's the less innocent you get and the more understanding you are of what people are going to be like. And it kind of prepares you for later on in life, so to speak.
Yeah. Sometimes it can seem like we're having one bad experience after another.
A string of hurts can lead to an emotional numbness, leaving us unable to feel much of anything.
Our spotlight guest, Renee, had this happen to her.
It wasn't just one hurt, but a few very painful experiences, including the divorce of her parents, which caused her so much hurt.
Let's listen to her story now and see how she continues to heal from her hurts.
Well, when I was younger, my parents got divorced at a really young age, and my mom and I had some difficulty together talking about just daily life activities. My mom and I were very close, but we had our struggles through housing or relationships and money and things like that. And it took me a very long time to forgive my biological father for leaving my family and leaving me alone without a father for so many years. It took me a very long time to forgive him for what he's done to my mom, what he's done to me. Now, today, I try as much as I can to forgive him, but I think pretty much I have. And also later on, once I hit around 13, my mom was remarried. I was 10, but around 13, she got divorced again because my new father, that was supposed to be the founder of my house and home, hurt my family and betrayed my family again. So it took me a long time to get over that, and I still hurt till this day from it. But I'm still healing and trying to forgive. Forgiveness doesn't always happen as quickly as everybody. It's not an instant thing. You have to really try. It's not just going to be given to you. You have to push for it. You have to really want it. You have to continue every day and persevere to get it. When you forgive someone, it's a relief. It's a satisfaction that you have the happiness in your heart, that you don't carry burdens. It doesn't heavy your soul. Your soul is lighter because you feel free of anything that you're holding grudges, anything like that.
I can really understand where she's coming from, because I know when my parents got divorced, it was a really hard thing to overcome, but you have to want to forgive the people for the reasons that it happened.
Have any of you had a painful experience like that, or friends who may have had one like that?
Well, you know, this year my friend and I got in a big fight, and it turned out, you know, that she was having some family issues that caused her a lot of pain. So, you know, it took her a while to work it out, and she's still trying to forgive her family and her family forgive her, because, you know, they both together, they got into like a huge fight, so.
I definitely had like feelings of abandonment. My best friend for like 11 years, like we've been friends 2 or 3. We go to high school, and she's totally just like ditched me, just left me, and like now it's like a different person. And also at the same time, my grandmother died, so I just felt very alone, and that like everyone loves me.
It's kind of like going into high school. It was nothing as drastic. It was kind of like I didn't have any classes with anybody from my old school. All my friends, my best friends, were going to different schools. I just felt kind of like alone over the summer, you know what I mean? Like I was just, felt like I didn't have any friends.
That must have been really hard to heal from, because who did you have to forgive? As disciples of Christ, we are asked to forgive those who hurt us.
But forgiveness doesn't come easy. Like Renee said, sometimes you really have to work for it.
Let's see if the teens on the street have been able to forgive those who have hurt them.
Yeah, I'm able to forgive the person. I don't talk to him anymore, obviously, but yeah, I'd say for the most part I can forgive them.
Yeah, you can usually forgive people pretty easily. Like, anyone can basically make up for what they did with me.
No, no way.
No, I'm not able to forgive her.
I don't know about that one. Bad question.
Some of them, yeah, but some no. I don't know, I really don't bother with them or go near them.
I think it just takes a while for you to forgive people and trust them again.
Yeah, probably more than in past 2 years just because some of the friends I have now, I know they're more true and that some little thing shouldn't really ruin the friendship that could be long term.
I think at first I'm really mad and I don't want anything to do with them, but then after a while I'm just like, it's not really that big of a deal anymore.
Yeah, I try to assess the situation, if they're going through difficult time, I try to not jump to conclusions and just be easygoing.
You forgive them, but it's always in the back of your head.
Well, I find that I'm a pretty easy forgiver. I'm pretty easygoing because I know that when I do something bad, I want people to forgive me and everything. So I find that I forgive people pretty easily. How do you guys feel about this?
I think forgiveness can be hard, but I forgive easily as well. I forgive so much to the point, where I'm taken advantage of. And I had, a situation with the friend I was talking about earlier. I forgave her fairly quickly for what she did, but a similar situation happened later on in the year, and that's really showed me, that I have to be careful and watch out for what I'm doing, so.
I completely agree with Jack. I would really want to be able to forgive because I tend to say a lot of stupid things a lot, so it's kind of I need to know that people are going to forgive me, so why not give them that response in return?
For me, it's kind of hard to forgive because my natural instinct when I get hurt is to be very defensive, very sarcastic and cynical, which only makes matters worse. So I have to remind myself to count to 10, like the girl said, assess the situation. Because Jack does have a good point, you want people to forgive you when you do something bad, so.
See, when it comes to me with forgiveness, I'm two opposite extremes. Either I completely disregard the fact that I need to forgive something, if someone makes fun of me, I'll just let it roll off my back. But when it comes to bigger problems, I hold grudges and I won't forgive for years at a time. It's bad.
It's like the one girl said that she becomes wary of people after a while, and I think that's true. If you keep getting hurt, then you kind of start to build up a wall, and that's why forgiveness is so important because, otherwise over time you're going to become bitter and, you'll kind of find yourself alone because you're not letting other people in. So it's really important to, be able to get over your hurts and learn from them and just continue on with your life.
Have you found that over time maybe you can just forget the hurt?
Well, I don't know if you can forget it because no matter how much time goes by, you always know that it's there. I just think that over time, it just makes it a little bit better, but I don't know if you can ever really forget it.
I think if the person that gave you the hurt just doesn't bring it up anymore and doesn't make fun of you anymore or hurt you in the same way he has anymore, then it can be forgotten if you just don't think about it anymore.
I think there are a lot of factors that play into it, such as how big it is. So say it's just a simple crack on you, then it'll be fine. But if it's really big, such as trying to talk about you behind your back in really mean ways, or just the nature of the person. Are they a genuinely nice person and they did something really hurtful and you just didn't expect it? Or are they just mean and you just always expect the fact that it's going to come? So I think that plays a really big role in the healing process.
I don't think you can forget certain hurts because, right now I could tell you something that happened to me in 2nd grade. But I am so against the whole forgive and forget type thing because, if you forget, then you're not going to learn it all and you're not going to be able to protect yourself later on.
I'm a forgetter, I gotta say. If someone doesn't remind me, I'm pretty much not gonna remember. Unless I think about it for a little while, but it's not in the front of my head constantly, you know what I mean? Maybe I'll remember if I see the person, we start talking about it or something, but that'd be the only time. Next, Renee tells us how a youth group retreat helped to get her on the road to healing.
To overcome the hurt, I wanted to end it. I hit rock bottom by thinking about suicide and things that I know that weren't pleasant, but I ended up coming to the youth group. My mom actually took me here. I came to the conclusion that I should give this one retreat that I went on a chance. I knew once I got off the bus and I went into Stokes Forest that that's where I was supposed to be. There was a feeling of warmth and happiness there that I hadn't felt in a very long time, something that I knew I wouldn't experience again, so I gave it a chance with my full heart. I heard a lot of witnesses about other teens talking about how they feel about God and their faith. And I met someone very special on that retreat, and she helped me through a lot of things. She took my hand and she told me that it would be all right. I feel stronger and loved. And I realized that I do have a father, and it doesn't have to be an earthly father. It can be a heavenly father.
Psalm 34 reads, "When the just cry out, the Lord hears and rescues them from all distress."
The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, saves those whose spirit is crushed.
It must have been an incredible feeling for Renee to feel the presence of God in the other teenagers on that retreat.
I know I felt that way when I was on a retreat for kids at my school who've been through a sort of family crisis. I really felt that among the other people that were there.
I wonder if the teens in the street find that their faith helps them heal from their hurts.
Let's find out.
Did your faith assist you to heal?
I really don't think so. I don't really think that had any connections with that. Well, people that say, for instance, they go to church every day, I guess that can take their mind off it, and like it can give them inspiration that, you know, they have a good future, good things happen to good people maybe, or the afterlife will be better for them.
Hope, maybe, and like strength from their faith to get through the situation when sometimes they think it might be too rough of a situation to get through.
They just believe in God or something, and God will help them in ways.
I guess if things like don't really make sense to them, they can just like have faith that it will make sense, and like maybe not right now, but eventually like it'll all be worth it.
No, not really.
Not really.
I'm not really big on that, actually.
Yeah.
I think someone's faith assists them because it gives them something to hold on to or something to believe in, and something to maybe accept and then work like a formula to change their own life or try and help someone.
I guess like find my trust in God.
Well, I don't. Maybe my mom's faith in, you know, the strong bond of family and friendships. Maybe that's part of it.
Basically, I try to be more of a tolerant person because of my faith, and like not like hold grudges as much.
Jesus told his disciples that anything they ask of God in prayer would be given to them.
We believe that God can heal our broken hearts when we turn to him in prayer.
God can and will heal us.
Our healing doesn't only depend on God, though.
It also requires our willingness to do what is necessary to cooperate with God's healing grace.
Have you guys found that your faith and prayer help you to heal your hurts?
It's nice to know that there's someone to talk to, like when you're really hurt and you want someone to listen. It's really nice to know that he's always going to be there, so you always have someone to talk to, and he's always going to listen because he's a really great listener, and he'll always lead you in the right direction.
Yeah, I think Jesus can help me forgive a little more. You know, like, life's too short to hold grudges, so sometimes I pray to him just to keep, like, an open mind.
Next, Renee tells us how faith and prayer can help us heal our hurts.
And how to help a friend who is dealing with pain in their life.
It does take time. It takes a very long time, but if you put trust in God and in your faith, you won't go wrong. You always will have the love that you need to heal your heart. You have to forgive. Jesus always told us to forgive and to help others, because by helping others, you're helping yourself. Whenever I pray, I normally pray for something for someone else. If it's not for me, because then it seems that my issue that I'm having will not be as difficult as it is. I also pray to my father, as I call him Daddy, but I pray to him and I have a one-on-one conversation with him. So it's more natural instead of a formal relationship. If you notice that your friend is struggling, you can just basically ask them, is there anything I can do? Can I stand by you, next to you? Just listen to what they have to say. Don't do all the talking. Let them talk and tell them, I understand, or I want to understand, let me try to understand. Also, another good way is to pray with them or for them. Prayer, normally when I do my own personal praying, I pray for other people. Even if I know that they may be in a different situation, it's a similar situation. If the person that is hurting doesn't know how to pray, you can sit down and teach them and make it something that you and them only share together.
I really liked what you said about how to help a friend, because I know if she had been my friend, that would have been really helpful to me when I was hurting.
And like I know with God, it's a lot easier to talk to Him, and like I can just express myself more to Him, and like I understand that He will forgive me, and He's always there. Like sometimes when you talk to your friends, it's just you don't know what they're going to say, but you always know that God's going to forgive you no matter what you do.
Yeah, I think it's different when you're talking to God because there's nobody there to distract you or tell you how to like think, and you can just express your truest feelings, and that's what works for me.
I also really like what she said about praying for other people when they're having problems, and I think that's really important because it's not just about, you know, your own personal hurts, but other people and how they can be helped.
Usually, true healing involves forgiving the person who hurt you.
This is very difficult because in some cases, forgiveness may seem impossible.
But unless we can forgive with God's help, we'll carry the hurt around.
And we will never escape the lasting effect of the hurt on our lives.
Forgiveness is what sets us free from the hurt.
Are there any hurts you have been struggling with?
We'd like to hear your story and maybe post it on our website.
For more information, log on to
www.realfaithtv.com.
or you can call us at 609-406-7402.
We leave you with this excerpt from Isaiah chapter 57.
I saw their ways, but I will heal them and lead them.
I will give full comfort to them and to those who mourn for them. I, the Creator, who gave them life.
Peace. Peace to the far and the near, says the Lord, and I will heal them.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time on
Real Faith TV. God bless.